Word up, word up, word up. This is video number 14. I got a nice button-up shirt for you guys. Let's check this out. I'm like a drug lord trying to like seduce your ass. What do you think? What do you think, ladies? Hit me up. Hit me up, baby. OneStupidFuck.com. All right. We're going to be getting into... Fuck. What are we getting into? Lawyers. Lawyers are officers of the court. Okay, what does that mean? Let's get into this. Lawyers are officers of the court, and by using one, you put yourself in the jurisdiction of the court. Damn, this one's heavy. This one's heavy. Woo! Okay, so, check it out. Let's just get right into this quote. So there's this quote. It's from something called Corpus Juris Secundum. Now, we're going to clear up what that means. It's some Latin-ass shit. So, Corpus Juris Secundum is Latin for second body of law. And it's an encyclopedia of United States law at the federal and state levels. It's an encyclopedia, blah, blah, blah. It is arranged alphabetically into 430 topics, which in turn are arranged into subheadings. Of course they are, because everything is. Corpus Juris... Is that, Corpus Juris is body of law. It's title of a large encyclopedic collection of laws comprising an entire body of law. So this one here I'm about ready to talk to you about, I don't know a lot about Corpus Juris Secundum, but whatever. It's an encyclopedia of law. Whatever the fuck that is. Corpus Juris Secundum, 1980, Section 4. Here's the quote. You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Do I need to show you my chest again so you can be ready here? Touch my chest, my chesticles. All right. Now you're ready. Fuck yeah. All right. The attorney is obligated to the courts and the public wherever his duties to his client conflict with those he owes as an officer of the court in the administration of justice. The former duties must yield to the latter. So what does that mean? That means you pay a lawyer and you don't mean jack shit compared to the court, which is the number one priority. Sucking all those dicks in the courtroom, man. He's a circus seal. He is literally a circus seal. Do you know what I mean when I say circus seal? Like he's hitting the fucking... like he's hitting the fucking horns. Fucking circus seal sucking dick from every direction, bro. That's what a lawyer is. Now that I think about it, I hope there's not any lawyers listening to this. So, the lawyer is obligated to the courts and to the public, wherever his duties to his client conflict with those he owes. He owes. Owes. Look at that word. Owes. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He owes. That's like bitch ass slave language. Look at that. Owes. Owes. Oh God, that's disgusting. Owes. Ugh. Oh, it's painful. I don't know why I didn't realize that last time. I've read this a million times and I did not see that word like that. Owes. Owes. Why does he owe anybody anything? The attorney is obligated to the courts and to the public, wherever his duties to his client conflict with those he owes. As an officer of the court means he's a bitch-ass little fucking cunt of the court. In the administration of justice, the former duties must yield to the latter. That is fucking... I don't know. For some reason, I didn't fully get that before. Now I'm like, holy shit. Anyways, lawyers are opposite of the court. Lawyers are bitch-ass slaves of the court. How's that for translation? And by using one, you put yourself into the jurisdiction of the court. You also waive your rights when you accept representation. By legal definition of, the legal definition of represent is to present again. Now, that's just common sense. Re-present. Look at re means again or twice or a second time or whatever. Re, right? Present, right? Represent, right? Present. An attorney, by definition, and this is actually true, represents people who cannot present themselves, such as the insane, children, and retards. Now, I use the word retards liberally because I think the word is delicious. But in this definition, there is a literal definition of the word retard. If you go to thefreedictionary.com and you type in retard, a person considered to be foolish or socially inept, but no, it's like a real term. A person with an intellectual disability. Let's see here. What is the legal definition of retard? Intellectual disability? Oh, wow. Look at this. Intellectual disability. Definition. Mild to severe impairment in intellectual ability equivalent to an IQ of 70 to 75 or below. Wow. I didn't even know this was here. That is accompanied by significant limitations in social, practical, and conceptual skills as an interpersonal communication, reasoning, or self-care necessary for independent daily functioning, and that has an onset before age 18. Wow. So wait, someone before the age of 18 couldn't be considered a kitty. Oh man, look at this fucking kitty. What a cute ass kitty, bro. I don't want to close this. Hey, good job, marketers. All right, daily functioning, and that has an onset before age 18. Maybe someone of age 18 isn't really considered a retard. I don't know. Is this a fucking woke section? Note, the term intellectual disability is now preferred over mental retardation in medical, educational, and regulatory contexts, as well as in general use. The term mental retardation is increasingly considered offensive. Oh, increasingly. Oh. Though it was the dominant term in the second decade of the current century. Dominant term in the second decade of the current century. Isn't that now? The fuck? Anyways. This is a cool ass definition. IQ of 70 to 75 or below. That is accompanied by significant limitations. So this is the kind of person that a lawyer legally represents. A child. Now it's interesting. This one says before the age of 18, so that would technically be a child. But anyways, even if it didn't say that, you have an IQ of 70 to 75 or below, accompanied by significant limitations in social, practical, and conceptual skills. So look, a retard by definition, how are they supposed to fucking talk or do anything in a court of law? They're not going to be able to, okay? So a lawyer by definition, or attorney, whatever, stupid ass fucking terms, which we can get into. I think it's in the same section. We'll get into what that means. It's fucking disgusting. People who can't present themselves, right? Like what we just defined, the guy's, the poor guy has such a hard time communicating or understanding what's going on around him due to his low IQ that he can't present himself. So an attorney or lawyer represents people who can't present themselves, such as the insane, children, and retards, which we've now cleared. I wanted to clear that up because I don't think a lot of people realize that word actually has a real definition. By taking on an attorney, you automatically classify yourself in these same categories, and thus you have no rights. So by taking on an attorney, actions speak louder than words. In law, it's the same thing. So when you take on an attorney, you're saying, excuse me, Excuse me, jury, judge. Excuse me, the people watching this. Excuse me in the back. You there on the pew. Hold on a second. Put your phone down. I want to announce something to you guys. I, Brandon Joe Williams, I'm insane. I am a child. I am a fucking retard. Thank you. Thanks, guys. That's literally what you're doing when you take on a lawyer, okay? Once you do this, it becomes impossible to win in court. You become a ward of the court, which means you become their plaything. You are owned by the court. The court now has to figure out what they're going to do with you. You're like a piece of wood drifting down the river, and now it's their responsibility to figure out what to do with you. If you got money, they're going to take it, and they're going to throw you in jail. I don't know. Fuck it. In jail, you got two hots in the cot. I mean, they're probably like, all right, cool, this is chill. We already went over this term here. We already went over this fucking quote. The only safe way to handle legal proceedings is to never make it into a tribunal courtroom, corporate law. So you have the Supreme Court. Then you have appellate courts, I think it's called, which is like higher courts, right? And then you have lower courts. And then as you go down the scale, the lowest court you're really going to get into, the normal kind that you're going to usually see like in town and stuff like that, it's called a tribunal courtroom. And it's just low-level courts that they can legally have. There's actually sections in, I think it's either, I forget where, maybe it's the Constitution where they talk about tribunal courts, like very, very low-level courts, right? So they make the rules in these courts, as we've already gone over. These statutes and all this that you get yourself involved in, they make all the rules. They change it whenever they want. So they make the rules, they make the statutes, and now you're their bitch because you're a child, a retard, or you're insane. How is that supposed to ever work out well for you? Common law courts are real courts, but they hardly exist in some states. There are some groups building them in certain places. I'm about ready to sign up as a grand juror myself. You should too if you want to help. In all transparency, I've had so much going on recently for a while now. I haven't signed up yet. I wrote this a long time ago. I wrote this back in April or something, and I haven't signed up for a grand jury yet. I get the emails from the California Assembly, and they're always doing shit. They're always like sending papers to the sheriff or putting together this, and I think they might have a grand jury already, and they're doing this and they're doing that. Very active. I know the lady who used to run it, and I think she runs the new one. Super awesome lady. She's actually the one who introduced me to all this in the first place. So, go Nancy. Woo! In your state, you might not have an assembly. You might have an assembly. You might not want to get involved. You might check it out and be like, it's not for me. You might check it out and love it. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not really active in my assembly. I'm more on the educational end of things. But I think what they're doing is really, really important and really awesome. They're creating the de jure government, and they're bringing it up out of the ground, out of the kind of like what the UAS is doing. That website I showed you earlier. They're bringing the de jure back. Somebody's got to fucking do it. I mean, the de jure isn't going to come back by itself. So I mean, I think that's pretty dope. Personally, I'm supportive. I love those guys. They're the ones who introduced me to all this in the first place. So. But am I involved? No. I'm more on this end, the educational end, which I'll probably continue to be on this end. This is just kind of where my penis takes me, shall we say. Okay. If you do wind up forced into a tribunal court, and I put it in quotations, pretty clever, huh? You want to question and attack jurisdiction while presenting, not representing yourself. Okay? Now, what does that mean? If you're forced into a tribunal court, it's question and attack jurisdiction while presenting, not representing yourself. So what you're going to say if you get pulled into a tribunal courtroom is you're going to say, I'm there on special appearance. Special appearance is a tool defendants can use to challenge a court's jurisdiction over them. If a court does not have a personal jurisdiction, meaning like the person themselves, the body, or there are other areas like for service of process, many states allow defendants to challenge the lawsuit without submitting to a court's jurisdiction. So And I learned all this from Christopher Hauser, your boy. I showed him in the last video. So you can show up in 2 different ways. General appearance, which is where you just show up and they say your name and you walk up there and that's it. It's all over at that point. You do that, it's over. So that's the end of the game. You're fucked. You're a slave. That's the end. Now, if you get up there, you don't respond to your name necessarily. But there's a way that you can do it. You can look at Chris Hauser videos, and there's other videos on this. But you're hello, I'm here on special appearance, meaning I'm a foreigner, which you are, and I'm here to challenge jurisdiction, which is really all that matters. The most powerful way to win any court case or do anything at all is to challenge the jurisdiction, which we've already gone over. And you actually aren't in their jurisdiction, most likely. So the beauty of it is that, you really can win. You just got to be one ballsy motherfucker. Now, you're going to say, I'm here sui juris, or juris, right? Independent of age of one's own right. Okay? And then you're going to say in propria persona. In his own person. Right? So that means it's abbreviated as pro per, and it's a phrase referring to pro se litigants according to the U.S. courts. Pro se litigants are individuals representing themselves without the benefit of a lawyer. You're not going to say representing. You're going to say presenting. So pro se litigants are individuals presenting themselves without the benefits of a lawyer. Okay? That's all that means. And this ain't easy. We're starting to get into some shit that's really, really tough. I'm not going to get into this too much. I might a little bit. Chris Hauser gets into it more. If you're going to be in a courtroom all the time or something, I don't know. It's not really my style. I want to stay out of a courtroom as much as fucking possible. I don't really... if you want to learn a lot about courtrooms, you probably want to go with David Straight. David Straight's in courtrooms million, bajillion, a trillion, gajillion times, him and his wife. So, you want to learn about courtrooms and courts, might be better to go for him, okay? I'll just give you some of the real basic information here. Free, quote-unquote, state representation is given away with a massive price tag, jurisdiction. Oh, you can't afford representation? No problem there, buddy. We got you. Old Bobby here. He'll imagine this. You're let's say you're in a gang, like a street gang, and you're part of the Reds. And then there's the what was it? The Crips and the Bloods. I think the Crips are blue, and then the Bloods are red because blood is red. So let's say you're a Crip, and you're like, yo, and you're going down the road, and you got like a fucking, like a Glock here, like a Glock 17. It's got like the serial number scratched off of it, and you got hollow point rounds, and you're just like chilling and you're going along, and this dude challenges you from the Bloods, and he's like, yo, dude, listen, man, I'll help you, bro. I'll help you. Like, you need someone, you need like an assistant to roll up on these people, bro. Like, I got you. Like, I'll give you one of my assistants to help you out, bro. Like, how fucking stupid you gotta be to be like, oh yeah, thanks for the free assistant. Like, dude, that guy's gonna shoot you in the head like the moment he gets a chance. Like, that's the most ridiculous thing in the world. The people who do not have your best interests at heart are trying to give you a free lawyer. You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. Like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. And people do it all the time. All the time. Oh, thanks so much, Judge. Thanks so much, dude. I'm going to suck you off. All right. Plus, there are many instances of judges saying that people do not need licenses to practice law. You don't need a license to practice law. That's all just literally made up, and you just hear it everywhere. It's bullshit. The bar exam and the bar association is nothing more than a corrupt, glorified club. Yeah, it is. It's the bar association. Bar Association. What does it stand for? What does it stand for? American Bar Association. Oh, they're sad. Oh. Are they sad? Let's see. What does the bar mean in law? Bar. Bar law. Oh, fuck off. Hmm. They're always trying to change shit. Anyways, the bar stands for British and British Accreditation Regency. And that's why it says here, when you type in bar, that's why it says American Bar Association. If you look around, it says American Bar Association. Well, fuck. Let's just take a look in fourth edition and see here. Bar. Maybe it'll come up in bar. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Shit takes fucking forever. Bar. Bar. Where's the bar at? A partition or railing running across the courtroom intended to separate the general public from the space occupied for the judges, counsel, jury, and others concerned in the trial of a case. In the English courts, it is the partition behind which all outer barristers and every member of blah, 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 court. Anyways, the bar, it's called the American Bar Association because it's the American version of something. It's the American version of something that comes from someplace else. So, bar, it comes from Britain. It comes from Great Britain. Okay? The bar exam and the bar association is nothing more than a corrupt, glorified club. Okay? You waive your rights when you choose to take on representation. So when you say you have rights, you really don't. So as soon as you take on a lawyer, whether it's one that you take on for free or you pay for one, you're instantaneously saying, I'm a retard, I don't have any rights, and this guy is going to be the guy who's going to be my guy, who's going to represent all of my rights, etc. Okay? The only way to win in a corporate court is to defend yourself and challenge jurisdiction. Otherwise, you're playing a game where the court makes money on fines and bonds if you are found guilty, so they have a financial incentive to crush you. They use lawyers to do it. The equation is lawyer plus court or judge equals money in their pockets. Yes. Now, the law provides that once state and federal jurisdiction has been challenged, it must be proven. Now, this is interesting. Maine versus Thibutat. So, when you challenge jurisdiction, and you can challenge, if you're in jail for 20 years, you can wake up one day, pull the dick out of your ass, and say, you know what? I'm done. I'm challenging jurisdiction today. And you can go down and you can file what's called a habeas corpus. Now, I don't know anything about this. I know this is what you do, but I don't know a goddamn thing about it. So if you have a family member who's in jail and you would like to get them out, this is the very, very beginning of what I know on how to do it. You file what's called a habeas corpus. I learned this from Christopher Hauser. So let's see here. Habeas corpus. Oh, they have a definition of gynecologist. Habeas corpus. Habeas corpus. The name given to various writs having for their object to bring a party before a court or judge. So it's like, hey, wait a second, bring me before the court or judge. I want to challenge jurisdiction. That's what you're doing in a habeas corpus. How do you write one and how you issue it? I don't really know, but that's how you do it. Okay. So arguing the facts of a case or giving a plea of not guilty is tacit consent to their jurisdiction. So we talked about earlier, right? You have commercial terms and everything. They're trying to make everything a commercial problem, right? Guilty and not guilty are both commercial terms. The correct term would be innocent. That would be what you'd want to say, but really, you don't want to plead anything. You just want to challenge jurisdiction. They say, guilty or not guilty, how do you plead? And you say, I'm here to challenge jurisdiction. I'm here on special appearance. Sue juris in propria persona. And that's it. You're just, all you're trying to do in a court of law all the time, basically, is you're just challenging jurisdiction. You're not talking about the facts. You're not answering their questions. You're not giving a plea of guilty or not guilty, which are both commercial terms. You are a foreign entity making a special appearance to challenge jurisdiction. They have no right to dominion over you at all, and you are only there through threat of duress. There is no case, and there is no reason to defend yourself in a court that is run by criminals for the purpose of self-enrichment. They are not your friends, and they are not your country. Okay? You owe them nothing. Doing this is a quite a complex and deep personal dive that you will have to do. Again, this post is just to give you a taste. If you want to move forward and learn exactly how to do this, remember it's 500 plus hours of investment time. It might even be 1,000 plus hours of investment time. I guarantee nothing, as everyone is different. After 6 months of studying, I feel fairly confident that I could do it for myself. I'm not for hire, so please don't ask. If you need to learn to stand on your own 2 feet. Okay. So, yeah, this part, like when you start getting into a courtroom and this kind of stuff, this is more advanced. I've never been in a courtroom. Would I be willing to go into one? Yeah, sure. Fuck it. At this point, I could really care less. But I mean, the whole point of everything I'm teaching you and everything I'm going to be teaching you is how to stay out of a courtroom. I'm going to be teaching you also. There's something called a conditional acceptance we're going to be going over in great detail. I have some training videos on my website. That's how you stay out of court. And just, become a master of staying out of court. You ain't got to deal with any of that shit. Okay, so this is a philosophical chat. Think about this. To defend automatically assumes and grants the other person to be the attacker. By defending, you are granting power to not only the subject matter, but to the attacker. To defend is to enter yourself into battle. When you receive an offer, presentment, idea, or anything else. Now, presentment, this is a funny word. So, if someone sends you a bill, people always get real freaked out, like, oh my God, and this and that, and they get angry and this and that. It's like, no. A bill, basically by definition, is they're sending you just an offer. They're like, yo, like, we think you owe this, like, you should pay this. It's not really a real bill. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find all these. But if you go down to the word statement. Statement, do you want to have one for me? Oh, statement, I just want to have one for myself. Don't you want a statement? Okay, statement. In a general sense, an allegation, a declaration of matters of fact. The term has come to be used of a variety of formal narratives of facts required by law in various jurisdictions as a foundation of judicial or official proceedings, and in a limited sense is a formal, exact, detailed presentation. It's an allegation. It's like me saying, like, I think you were there that night when that woman was murdered. It's the same idea. It's like it's not even like a real deal. It's just an allegation. It's just like a whatever, like, just presentment. It's called a presentation or a presentment, right? Now, if you go down to I think it's called a true bill. A true bill, which is just what they mean when they say bill, right? True bill. Where is the word? True bill. Where is the word? I just need the fucking word. Where is the word? I just need the word. Where's the word? I just need the word. True bill, yeah. I just need one. I just need one. True bill. I just need one. Oh, I need it. I just need one. True bill now. Oh, do you want to be my true bill? Don't you know that the opposite would be a false bill? Ooh, I just need a true bill. Ooh. Oh, here it is. In criminal practice, the endorsement made by a grand jury upon a bill of indictment when they find it sustained by the evidence laid before them and are satisfied of the truth of the accusation. Now, what the fuck does that mean? That means I send you a statement and I say, I allege that you owe me this money because I fixed your home. And you say, nah, bitch, you didn't fix my home. But in fact, I did. So what happens is it goes before a grand jury and I say, look, I have photo evidence. I have this. I have these invoices for these bricks that I fucking put in this dude's property and blah, 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 blah. Dude, I fucking fixed this guy's house and he's being a little bitch and he's saying like, I didn't fix his house. Like, what's the deal? And the grand jury looks at it and they go, by God, Jim, you're right. And they find it sustained by the evidence laid before them. They are satisfied of the truth of the accusation. And then, boom, they stamp that bitch, true bill. Now, at that point, you've got yourself a fucking bill, right? So check it out. That's page 1756. What's a grand jury? I mean, you kind of know what a jury is. You ain't a retard. But let's take a look anyways. Grand jury. Grand jury! Grand jury! Grand jury! Don't you want to be? Don't you want to be my grand jury? Don't you want to be? Don't you want to be my grand jury? I just want to be. I thought this said great titties. Great times. I was like, oh my God, I love this dictionary. Oh my God. All right. Grand jury. Want to be a grand jury? Are you my grand jury? Don't you want to be my grand jury? I just want to be my grand jury. Oh no. Grand? What? A grand jury is 25 people. How many people is a grand jury? How many people is a grand jury? What? No. It's 25 people. This is some weird shit. I don't know what that was. Maybe jury? Let me see here. You guys are learning what I do, man. I'm just showing you what I do all the time. Shit is so dope. Grand jury! Oh! Damn, I'm like a super sleuth. I'm like Inspector Gadget up in this bitch. All right. A jury of inquiry who are summoned and returned by the sheriff. Oh, jaboy. To each session of the criminal courts and whose duty is to receive complaints and accusations in criminal cases, hear the evidence adduced. Oof. I don't know what that means, but I'm not going to look that up right now. On the part of the state, and find bills of indictment in cases where they are satisfied a trial ought to be had. They are first sworn and instructed by the court. Let's see. It's called a grand jury because it comprises a greater number of jurors than an ordinary trial jury. At common law, a trial jury. Oh, look at this. I learned something. At common law, a grand jury consisted of not less than 12 nor more than 23 men, and this is still the rule in many of the states, though in some the number is otherwise fixed by statute. Interesting. 1756. True bill. True bill. Is it false? No. Truth. In criminal practice, the endorsement made by a grand jury upon a bill of indictment when they find it sustained by the evidence laid before them and are satisfied of the truth of the accusation. So, I mean, if you want to be a real dick, you can fuck with people. Be like, oh, this is a bill, huh? Someone sends you, oh, we sent you the bill. You sent me the bill, is that right? What kind of a bill? What's the definition of bill? Oh, well, Nah, the definition of bill is true bill, bro. Where's the indictment of a fucking grand jury? What? I'm a retard. I have an IQ of 67. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, going back. When you receive an offer, presentment, idea, or anything else, you have to choose to defend. When you defend, you are consenting to the fact that there is something to fight about, and you are also contracting into a battle willingly. The definition of defend is to engage in or be prepared to engage in battle to prevent a population or area, for example, from being captured or occupied by an enemy. The only power the attacker has is when you decide to defend. This situation gives the attacker tacit consent that they are the one in control, because in an attack-defend dichotomy, meaning like two opposite ends of a transaction, or like kind of like a battery, the positive and the negative end, the attacker is always considered the point of cause, while the defender is the point of effect. Taking the defense position is always a willful activity, and you have a choice to do it or not. So what that means is basically like, you can call me a bitch ass cunt. I could be like, okay. Like, I really don't give a fuck. Like, my website's literally one stupid fuck. Like, that doesn't affect me at all. Like, oh well, you're a fucking loser. You know, this and that. I'm like, dude, did you hear me the first time? Like, my website is literally onestupidfuck.com. Like, what do you think you're going to do to me? Literally nothing. But let's say someone was like, oh, you're a bitch ass little piece of shit and blah, blah, blah. And then you get all fucking pissed off and then you start fucking fighting them, blah, blah, blah. It's like taking the defensive position is always a willful activity. Like you like, think about it in reverse. Just because someone's attacking you, does that mean that they deserve your effort and attention and time? Like, I mean, you see this shit in the media all the time. Like, you see celebrities and shit getting attacked. Like, you don't think that those people attack those people just because they're trying to get attention from the person of which they're attacking? Like, just because someone like what, like, here's a good point. Okay, so someone's attacking you, right? Like, let's say you're at a dinner or something like that. Someone starts attacking you, right? I'm going to give you ultra tip, dude. Let's go to me, my delicious body. So when someone starts to attack you, it's super simple. All you do is just look at them, and you just kind of look at them and you say, what value do you have to bring into my life that justifies me defending myself or spending time responding to your allegations? What? You just say it again. You say, what value do you have to offer me in my life that justifies me answering your questions or responding to that of which you're saying. Oh, well, now what happens is in that moment, you're either going to short circuit them and they're going to shut down and they're going to be like a pile of like static electricity on the ground, or you're going to flip the whole thing. Now, if you're going to do that, just realize like you shouldn't use that to like completely obliterate people because it's so powerful. Like you can take someone and just like crush them in your fucking hands like you are Thanos. Okay, so I don't recommend that you do that. I think that the super light touch, just kind of blowing them over as if they're just made of popsicle sticks. I think that's kind of like the best way to do it. I don't think obliterating every cell in their body is necessarily the best way to do it. But then they go, oh well, now they're going to start thinking of ways that they're benefiting you. They might say something like, oh well, I could get you on this TV show, right? Now you've just flipped the script completely. Now they were trying to put you on the defensive, and now they're on the defensive, right? Now, if you want to crush their soul, you could say something like, what makes you think I would want to be on that TV show? Or what makes you think I need to be on that TV show? Oh, well, they're getting obliterated. They realize they're getting obliterated. You don't need to crank the fucking machine on them. I mean, really, it's so much more powerful and so much more interesting when you can just do this benevolently. Remember, even when you're ripping someone apart emotionally, you can still have the trustee beneficiary relationship intact, right? I mean, in the back of my head, someone starts to attack me. I don't get a lot of attacks because it's pretty obvious and people see in public that like I will fucking destroy your soul and eat you like Shang Tsung from fucking Mortal Kombat. But the thing is that, when I do that, to some degree, in the back of my head, I'm thinking in my head like, okay, I'm going to eat your soul, but at the same time, like, I want you to realize that like what you just did and the behavior you just did to me is unacceptable, and maybe, if you changed it, you wouldn't be in this condition anymore or something like that. Or like, there's always I try to have some kind of a trustee beneficiary relationship. There's always some kind of something, and again, the whole point of this course is to kill off all your contracts. And the only way you're going to kill off all your contracts is this sort of like benevolent, chill kind of demeanor. And the reason why is because if you freak out and you get angry and shit, you'll attract a lot of people who want to get into battle with you, right? And if you want to get into battle with people, that's fine, but you're not really breaking your contracts when you get into a lot of battles. Battles prolong the breaking of contracts. So I'm trying to teach you how to be like a full-blown ninja warrior, like Art of War, Sun Tzu style shit, where you're like legit just trying to like get out of it as quickly as possible. You're not trying to like engage in it or make it into some, a lot of people like to get into these battles and these like, bloodsheds, and it's this like epic story that becomes a great movie, something like that. That's fine. I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying like that's not really like what I'm trying to teach is not so much that angle. What I'm trying to teach is more on the like quiet, simple, like fucking like Karate Kid, what's his name? Master or Mr. whatever. Miyagi. Got it. Mr. Miyagi shit. You know what I mean? Like super chill, like one sentence and it like just like crushes their soul and they run away. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff that I like. That's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to teach you. So, it's just like I said before, don't freak out and, freak out and want revenge and blah, blah, blah. Anyways. So I forget where I was going with that. Oh, talking about the defend, attack, and all that kind of thing. On the attack end, it's leans. So, if you're getting attacked and you feel like you want to counterattack, again, it's super aggressive. I don't do it. I haven't done it yet. Would I do it? Oh God, yes. Have I done it? No. Do I want to do it? No. Leans. So if you want to get into the attack side of things, or if you want to counterattack, it'd be leans. But people have gotten in a lot of trouble with those. So if you're going to study leans, study them well. Okay. I don't know what else to talk about here. This is video number 14. I think I'm going to end it here, and I will see you, you sexy bitch, at video 15.